Hello, I hope you're good, and first of all, I hope that you're staying at home. This is another video from Teacher Danielson, okay, and this time I will take you to a tour to the excretory system, and I will take you to everything you need to know about it. Okay, so let's go. Okay, this got stuck. Okay. First of all, it is important to know about the functions of the excretory system. Okay, the excretory system is in charge of eliminating all the substances and chemicals that we don't need anymore. Okay, and we will later, we will know, you will see what those substances or those chemicals are. Okay, so everything that the excretory system eliminates or takes away from our body, it's because it means that those are substances, those are things, or those are chemicals that can be bad for our body. So the excretory system cannot let those substances to be in our body. Simple. Okay, and of course that when the excretory system takes away all those substances and chemicals, it is because it protects the body from suffering damage of the unnecessary substances. For example, just imagine if we retain the urine for an extended period of time, or in the same case of sweat and carbon dioxide. All those substances could cause certain negative effects on our body if the excretory system did not take all of them away. Okay, so it is basically, as a summary, this system is in charge of taking away all these substances and protecting our body from damage that these unnecessary substances may cause. Okay. Now, have you ever wondered, or have you ever asked yourselves, what are these substances? Okay, or what are the things that that our body doesn't need anymore? So let's see. The first thing, or the first substance that we don't need in our body, is carbon dioxide. Okay, then we have urine, and finally we have sweat. Okay, believe it or not, sweat is a waste or garbage from our body. Okay, so these are the substances that my body, or that your bodies, don't need anymore. Okay, so these three. Now let's go. Now, how does this system eliminate all these substances such as carbon dioxide, sweat, and urine? Well, let's see. In the case of carbon dioxide, this substance or this chemical is taken away or is removed from the body thanks to the lungs. Remember that this is thanks to the process of respiration. Okay, we breathe oxygen, and what we produced after the respiration is carbon dioxide. Okay, and as you may have heard before, okay, carbon dioxide is a chemical that when it is for an extended period of time in our body, well, it could cause certain problems in our systems and in all our body. Now let's go to the urine. Okay, this waste or this garbage is eliminated by these organs: the kidneys, the ureters, the bladder, and the urethra. Okay, these are the ones in charge of eliminating the urine from our body. Okay, now in the case of sweat, okay, sweat, well, it is produced, okay, when we make exercise, or when we are when we are doing something which requires a lot of physical action. Okay, and of course that sweat is removed by the skin. Okay, and of course these three substances, carbon dioxide, urine, and sweat, are not something essential in our lives. Okay, they are necessary. Our body does not need those substances. Okay, let's go. So these are the main parts of the excretory system. Okay, we will study about them later. Okay, the kidneys, which are two organs, they have like a similar shape of a bean. Okay, then we have the ureters, of course the left one and the right one. We have the bladder, and in here we have the urethra. Okay, now let's go to see in depth what these organs are, or what is their function. Okay. Okay, the function of these organs in the case of the kidneys, let's see. Okay, the function of the kidneys is to filter out the waste and impurities from the blood. In other words, the kidneys are in charge of cleaning, the blood from the waste and impurities. Okay, so what the kidneys do, what they do is to eliminate all the waste and all the substances or impurities that our blood does not need. Okay, so the kidneys, in other words, they are the filters, or one of the filters that our bodies have. Okay, now in the case of the ureters, what they do, they transport the waste or the urine, in other words, from the kidneys to the bladder. So the ureters are connected, or they connect the kidneys to the bladder. Okay, and once the kidneys clean the blood, okay, this waste or this urine travels from the kidneys to the bladder through the ureters. Okay, so they are small tubes. Okay, now in about the bladder, okay, we have that it is the organ that collects all the waste produced by the kidneys. So once the urine is disposed or is dispatched by the kidneys, they travel, or the urine travels through the ureters, and they arrived to the bladder. Okay, and then the bladder is the organ that collects, okay, and the one that keeps all the urine produced by the kidneys. And the last one, which is the urethra. Okay, the urethra is the tube that connects the bladder to the outside part of the body. So the urethra, it's almost, or is basically at the bottom of the bladder. Okay, so if we go again to see this, okay, we have the kidneys first. They filter the blood. Okay, once the blood is filtered, okay, the urine or the waste or the garbage travels through the ureters, and they get to the bladder. Okay, they get here. Okay, the bladder is in charge of keeping or storing all the urine that is produced by the kidneys. Okay, and once the bladder needs to take the urine out, okay, the urethra is in charge of taking the urine from the bladder to the outside. So that happens when we go to pee. Okay, sorry. Okay. Now, of course, that if we need, or if our purpose is to have a healthy excretory system, we need to take certain steps or certain pieces of advice in order to have it working well, or having it healthy. Okay, so the first piece of advice I give you: don't wait too long to use the bathroom. And this is something that happens when we say, oh no, but I'm not going to the bathroom yet, okay, I can wait. And this is a negative action. Okay, so when you feel that you need to pee, just go. Okay, do not wait. Then, of course, if we need to have this system working well or in good conditions, of course that you need to drink sufficient water and other liquids, but mainly water. Okay, this one is very important because you need to avoid caffeinated drinks. Okay, because these caffeinated drinks, they tend to cause certain infections in our bladder and in our kidneys as well. So avoid them, please. Of course, we need to have a healthy weight. So this we can achieve this by having a healthy and a well-balanced diet. And of course, this is something that applies to all the systems. You have to exercise regularly. Okay, guys. Well, I hope you could understand a little bit what the excretory system is about, and all the systems or all the functions that are part of the system, and also the main organs of the system. Okay, so if you please have any doubt, please I invite you to leave a comment of this video. Bye bye. See ya.